This is NDTV, and you're watching Classics.
Kishori ji, thank you very much for taking time off from your very busy concert tour to talk to us. You were born to music as the daughter of the great vocalist Mogubai Kurdikar, and your mother had learned from Alladia Khan Sahab of the Jaipur Atroli Gharana. What was your early training under your mother like?
She taught me the traditional know-how, the traditional discipline, the traditional purity of notes with the help of different bandishes, different ragas.
Apart from your mother Mogubai Kurdikar, who else did you learn music from?
My mother wanted me to learn all the aspects of music. I mean, Sugam Sangeet and different sorts of different colors of music, you know. So she wanted me to learn a little bit of Marathi songs, a little bit of bhajans, and for that, you see, she had appointed some masters.
Your father passed away when you were very small, and your mother must have had to endure a great deal of hardship to bring you up and your family. What were those early days of struggle like for her and also for you?
Well, there was no struggle we are three children to her. I'm the eldest, then comes my sister and then a brother, who is the youngest, okay? But it was no trouble for us. It was a trouble for my mother to look after three children, to educate them in arts and in academically also. So it was a trouble for them. She didn't make us feel uncomfortable throughout.
Did it interrupt her career, her own devotion to singing?
It did quite a lot, because she had to. When I lost my father, my mother didn't have anything in her hands. Monetary, I mean. It was very difficult for her financially. So we used to live in a chawl, you know. It's one small room we used to live. But she did educate us. I can't tell you about the hardships of my mother had to go through with no money, no support. She used to go for the concerts, traveling in the third class. If it was an overnight journey, she didn't sleep. And as I grew, you know, she started taking with me along a little bit of assistance from my side, playing the tanpura and that sort of a thing. And I do remember that I used to keep my head on my mother's shoulder, and I used to just travel throughout the night. And then that was a time when particularly the female vocalists were not respected very much. And so, well, I had seen all that in my life, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the way she was treated. But she had to earn. So she did, sacrificing all her respect, all her regards, whatever, all her integrity. So I owe a lot to my mother this birth and the next birth if it comes.
Did you ever meet your mother's contemporary, Kesarbai Kerkar? Have you any memories of her?
She was great in her own sense, in its own sense, because she was a great sadhaka. Oh, well, my mother used to tell us that, all of us, and to my disciples now, that they used to practice 10 hours a day. 10 hours a day. Now, we can't practice even that much, even half of what it was. So she was great. And my mother always taught me to respect other people. So
Kishori ji, you are the undisputed diva of Khayal today. And obviously your music comes out of a deep sadhana, a prayer, and involvement with God, if not something godlike. Where does this feeling come from?
ये जैसे होते हैं ना, संस्कार होते हैं.
जी.
तो मेरी माँ ने हम पे इतने संस्कार बांधे हुए थे कि म्यूज़िक कोई एंटरटेनमेंट नहीं है, म्यूज़िक कोई एंजॉयमेंट भी नहीं है. म्यूज़िक एक ईश्वर की साधना है, एक ट्रैक है. द नोट्स आर द embodiment of God Almighty. So we learned it right from our childhood, and so was my mother. And well, that grew day by day.
With talim,
That
with riyaz.
I must sing with that thought in my mind that I do not sing for the gallery. I sing for Him, and I must see Him before I die, before I complete this birth. Even now, it remains with me. So when I sing, the audience becomes the God Himself, and I serve.
One of your great achievements has been that although you were trained in the very Catholic tradition of the Jaipur Atroli Gharana, you in a way have gone beyond tradition to create your own grammar of music, a kind of architecture of sound, as it were. How has this happened?
Well, it's a long process. I don't think I have time enough to talk to you about that. पर क्या है कि बचपन से हम लोग सुर को भगवान मानते हुए आए हैं, इसलिए सुर ही मेरे जिस्म में था, जो सुर ही मेरे दिमाग में था कि how can I see this note? Music is a part, music is different. I'm talking about the language of notes, you see, which these days nobody's taking care of anyway. But then I started experiencing the various effects of notes, you know, in different ragas. Actually, I came to a conclusion later on that a raga consists of micronotes, not the scale. It is just for you to know the basics. Vadi, samvadi, anuvadi, anuvadi, vivadi, वगैरह वगैरह. पर जब राग चलता है, a rag is a live entity, I feel, you know. So I surrender before the raga, and I request him to show me the colors of notes, the sthanas of notes, you know, in a particular raga. So I beg of him, the raga, I mean him, to show me. I had to go beyond the said grammar. And then ultimately, कभी ऐसे भी होता है ना, कभी ऐसे भी इत्तेफाक होते हैं, कभी कभी realization होता है अंदर से. So one day I was sitting for my practice with absolutely a happy mood that I'm going to practice Bhageshri because, okay. So when I closed Bhageshri, I felt very depressed. मैं सोचने लगी कि मैं तो अभी इतनी खुशी से गा रही थी, अब क्या हुआ? And then I thought, could it be that it is the effect of the raga that I sang just now? I tried other ragas also, and then I came to a conclusion that कलाकारों को साइकोलॉजी बहुत ज़रूरी है सीखना.